You like jazz? You like jazz? You like jazz? Well, now you must acquire a taste for free-form jazz. Hello everyone, and welcome to the ASMR Review Show. We are continuing our journey through the King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard ASMR final review series, and we have arrived at the next logical conclusion, and that is, what do you do after you've murdered the entire universe? You make jazz. So, do you like jazz? Hope you do, because that's what we're in for today. And of course, what better beer to enjoy with some jazz than this smooth jazz Nelson Pale Ale. Some lovely jazzy artwork on it. Yeah, you like jazz? Well, I like jazz. So yeah, for this album, King Gizzard got very jazzy. Now it's not like freeform jazz. Much made that joke in the intro. And it's not like, I don't know, like jazz music from like, Whiplash or anything like that. It's like a bunch of chilled, laid back songs with a bit of a jazzy vibe to it. And they're throwing in some other kind of styles in there, like some Latin or some bossa nova, ding da ding da ding da da da, beats like that, right? And all these like weird, funky chords and these odd chord changes. It's jazz in that sense. I think when you say it's the jazz album, people might be a little mistaken, or they might think, oh, so that means there's like lots of saxophone solos, and no, not really. That's not the type of jazz that it is. There's a wide variety of what that could mean. So I think you'd have to listen to it for yourself to understand what they mean when they say it's the jazz album. But yeah, jazz album is Sketches of Brunswick East. And this is also a collab album with Mild High Club. The person's name is Alex Breton, and he's a member of this other band, Mild High Club, who I have not listened to. I don't know what their music is like, but nonetheless, they brought this guy Alex on to help them make some jazz. Now, I don't know how well you can tell from watching it on a video, but this album art is actually really detailed and it's really cool. I think if you stare long enough at it, it gives you this kind of 3D effect. Like you kind of stare at it and like it seems like it kind of pops out at you. It's very detailed, and I think that's because that this was like an actual like little diorama sort of thing that Jason Galea set up. Most of his artwork is actually like photographs of art pieces he's made, like the covers for KG and LW. Those ones were like art pieces, and same thing with paper mache Dream Balloon. So I think it's really impressive, and you got all like the little photos of the band hanging around there, and the track listing is on the front. That's cool. It's the album title, it's like two references. I'm pretty sure it's meant to be a reference to Sketches of Spain by Miles Davis, very famous jazz musician. And Brunswick East is the street in Australia where Flightless Records, King Gizzard's record label that Eric Moore is the head of, manages. So it's pretty cool. I'm also realizing now I forgot to point out the joke in Paper Mache Dream Balloon that Eric Moore is literally credited as And then on the back here we have lots of photos of the band all hanging out, recording this weird album and having a good time. You know? So then on the inside, got the inner sleeve with lyrics and more fancy artwork. And I think it's one thing that's really cool, kind of always blows my mind a little bit. I know that, that when bands record albums, they don't always record everything all at the same time, right? But I think it's really kind of cool how, they can have, multiple different tracks recorded at, different times in different places, and yet they all flow into each other so well. You'd think it was all, one take. It always kind of blows my mind that some of the Mind Fuzz medley is not recorded at the same time that some of it was. And I'm like, well, how'd they do that? I record one thing on guitar and then come back to it 2 days later and I've moved the microphone slightly to the side, so now it sounds different, and you can tell what was recorded where. How do they do this, So I think that's pretty good. Another thing that's cool is they did all the microtonal stuff on Flying Microtonal Banana at that time, but it's cool that they managed to throw in some microtonal bits here and there, namely on D-Day and the book. Lyrics there on the back. It's cool how they can sort of weave in and out of the standard 12-tone temperament to the microtonal stuff. And yeah, Alex, he kind of does a lot of instruments on there, mainly lots of keyboard stuff, but also some bass guitar here and there. The bass on this album is very tasty too. It's not heavy. It's very trebly and thin, but it's very in the front of the mix. Very nice. Works very well with the sound. And Han Tayumi gets a bit of a cameo here, right? On Tetsita, right? Call me a boy. Are you God? I'm that which I am. This my altered plan. There's also a lot of instrumentals on this album, and they kind of function as these little segue moments between the main songs, like Cranes, Planes, Migraines, D-Day, and A Journey to Shell. This record, kind of similar in style to my copy of Mind Fuzz Recorders. It's just all black vinyl from the ATO records, and little logos to designate which side is which. So, I don't know if I've ever heard people talk about how Sketches is their favorite album. It's, again, another chilled, laid-back album, right? Like Quarters or Paper Mache Dream Balloon. It's got a couple of dark moments, the lyrics are still a little creepy, Countdown and D-Day, right? And then you got the book, which is about religious fundamentalism, like it or not, I live by the book. Right? God gave me a knife and wrote Sabuku underlined. And then you got Journey to Shell, which is really weird keyboard solo. It's very distant and very loud, and I remember I was kind of half listening to the album, and then all of a sudden I noticed it's actually really loud and crazy, and what's this? And then all of a sudden it goes back into Rolling Stone and You Can Be Your Silhouette, and it's and all of a sudden we're all chill again. So I enjoy Sketches of Brunswick East. It's a fun album, right? Nice and laid back, and I like the laid back King Gizzard stuff. But again, as I've iterated multiple times over this video series, I like the heavy, in your face King Gizzard stuff, you know, and the weird, creepy stuff, and the sci-fi, and the microtonal stuff. That's the phase and vibe of them I like, right? So, not really my main style, but it's good. It's a fun experiment by them, and it's cool they got a collab with another musician from a different band, Alex Bredon, Mile High Club, on this one. So I like that. And they oddly managed to make this weird jazzy sound fit in with the rest of their music. They managed to take all the chill stuff they'd been doing, work in that jazz element quite well, if I do say so myself. But of the chill albums they've done, I can't recall like people saying this one's like one of the best. Like, I've seen people argue that Paper Mache Dream Balloon is like the masterpiece, the best one. That's my favorite. I love that sound. Oh, I wish they did more of that. Like when the LW song came out, I know people were disappointed that it started off like a chill song and then went into the microtonal heaviness. And I liked that, but you know, some people wanted something similar to that sound. So yeah, Sketches, it's a fun album. Very fun, very enjoyable. It'd be cool to see if they did another jazzy thing in the future. I don't know. Again, I'm sure the idea is they're always trying to find new things to experiment with and new styles that all fit somehow into the collective Gizverse sound that there is, right? But it was fun, and especially that this album sits in between two very different albums. You got on one hand Murder the Universe, which is all fast and fantasy and sci-fi and in your face, and you've got Polygon Dwanaland, which is like, dude, did you ever like, you know, try DMT? Oh man, did you ever listen to Tool? Oh man, Fourth Color, I know, right? Polyrhythms. So it's a very odd album in the middle of all that. But I like it. It's good. There's no King Gizzard album I dislike, at least at the time of this. Hopefully I like Butterfly 3000. It hasn't come out yet when I filmed this. So yeah. Anyway, again, this isn't really a freeform jazz album, but maybe it's something y'all might enjoy. You know. Anyway, I don't have too much to say about this one. It's short and it's simple and it's fun, but not my personal favorite. I've got my main style that I enjoy. So yeah. Anyway, hopefully you do like jazz. You know, you like jazz. Hopefully you do. And if not, well, oh well. Next album will have something that is very, very not jazz. That's for sure. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed that, and I'll catch you next time. Have a good night.